welcome back to Lavender Blue. This is Fiona. So today I had a free printable for you in my Facebook group and on my Ko-fi site. Both the links to those are in the description box below. And what it is a slider box. We've got the base here and we have the lid here. And I've made it to perfectly fit our mini journals. So every month I bring out 1 or 2 mini journals, and they measure 3 inches by 4.5 inches. And on this one I did, on a couple of them I didn't do a spine at all, but on this one, where's my ruler gone? It's disappeared from me. Never mind, let's get another ruler. So this spine I actually did was about 3/4 of an inch. So I have made the journal, the box, I've made the height of it 1 inch. So you can do you might want to do only a 1/2 inch spine or 3/4 of an inch. And with 3/4 of an inch with these little journals, you can get 2 signatures in there. I've only got 1 in here, but you can get 2 in there, obviously depending on how many pages you put in. So this was the, this one's a few months back. This is the Lavender Rococo mini journal. So I am coming out with a Christmas mini journal or 2. And so now you can make them as a little boxed journal gift set, which I think would be really cute. Okay, I'm going to show you how to put together this box. So what this is a template that you just cut out so that you can trace around it onto any paper or card that you'd like to make your box out of. And I suggest using a cardstock rather than just paper. So I'm just going to start by cutting off the top line with my scissors, just so that I've got this edge here, and then I'm going to cut the rest with my paper trimmer. I just need to neaten up this edge. Okay, now so I am using some black cardstock today for this one, and then I will cover it with the papers that I want to use when I go to use it. But yeah, this video I'm not going to cover it, I'm just going to show you how to put it together. So we're going to get the base, and you might notice that the lines are fairly thick. So my advice is to cut through the center of the black line if you can. Just cut through the center and you should be fine. So all I'm going to do is first of all trace this around on the corner of this piece of paper. Let me get a different ruler for this. And I'm going to be using my pencil so that I can see it on this black paper. Up here. Okay, so now we just need to mark where the lines are, where we need to fold. We need to cut on a couple of them, but you'll see when I explain it to you. So I'm just pulling this down a little bit, so I've got a mark there, a mark there, 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 and then I'm going to move it across a little bit, make sure I'm lined up with the top again, put a little mark here, here, and move this across again. Here and here, and then I'll just draw these lines in with my ruler. I didn't do the bottom ones. There, there, there. So if you're using, say, white cardstock, something a bit lighter to print on, you wouldn't need to do this extra step because you could just fold it from there, or any sort of light coloured cardstock. You need to try and get this straight. And what the bet is that mine's going to be off a little bit. I don't do really great with measuring, but and it did take me a little while to figure it out. And okay, so this is supposed to be, oh, there we go. Designing it just took me a little while to figure it out with all the measurements, but we got there. Oh, is that straight? There. Now I don't know if you can see it. Oh, you can. You can see that in the light up there. So I'm just going to put that one aside. And let's do this one. going to cut these out now. Let me just go on this line here. And then I can cut the end off. This is my slider lid. Now the only cutting you want to do on this one is if you see at one end you've got about a 1/2 inch, might be a bit over 1/2 inch. That is a flap for joining it together. See, this end there's no extra little strip. So this end, all we want to do is you want to cut from that line and just angle it in, just for ease of joining it. So that's all you need to do for the slider piece. And then just burnish on your, I'm going to score so that you don't have to, you could just fold, but I find it a lot easier to fold straight if I score first. And as I said before, if you don't have, that's not the right little gusset. If you don't have a scoreboard like this, just get a ruler and get your little something like a little embossing tool with a little ball on the end, and just run it down. Or you could use the back of a knife or a bone folder like this if you have one. Sometimes that's easier than trying to get it lined up on this scoring board. This is only a cheapish one that I've got here, but it does the trick most of the time. So I'm going to do that. There we go. So all we're going to do is fold on the lines. I'm just going to make our little sleeve to go on our box. And this is the first time I've actually made this, guys, since I designed it. So I've designed it, but I haven't tried it out yet, and I'm making a video. So I am hoping and hoping that it's all going to fit together and be the right size. So you're going to come around like this, and you're going to end up with your flap there. So all we need to do is glue that to there. So let's do that. And if you're matting with your paper, you might want to put your pretty papers on here before you actually do this step. It would be a lot easier. But because I'm showing you how to put it together, I'll do this because I don't have any papers prepared. And plus I want to use this for the Christmas journal that we make. I'm going to line this up as best I can with this fold. Just glue it right to the edge. There we go. So this is a fairly thin card. I'm not sure exactly how much it is. I think it might be 200, or no, it may be 200 GSM. I wouldn't go any thinner than this for a box. But when we glue the papers on, it is going to strengthen it. So that is the little sleeve bit. I'm actually just going to measure this to see if I... oh, 3 3/4. Yep, that's right, because this is going to be slightly bigger than the base, which will be, I made the base 3.5, so that there's plenty of room for our little journal to fit in there. So let's cut out this one now. And we have to do just a tiny bit of cutting on this one. And the rest is just folding and gluing. I'm going to keep all my scraps in case I want to use it. Little cards or tags. Hang on, what's that? Just have to make sure I'm cutting in the right spot there. No, don't need to cut anywhere else. Okay, so that's cut down, and I'll hold it in the light so that you can see where what I'm talking about. So we will want to cut just this little corner out. Just this little corner out here. I think that's all we need to do. So I'm going to cut the little outer corner. I might just use a smaller pair of scissors. So just from here to there. From here into there. No, I think that's... actually, we may have needed to cut the whole... sorry. We need to cut... where you've got these two lines, we need to cut through those two lines, but then only cut off this little square. So I'm going to cut this line, but I'm not going to cut the square off. Okay, I'm just going to cut up to there, so we're left with a flap here. So on where you have the two squares, the two sections, I should say, the 2 long sections, cut to the second line, and then come in and just cut the little corner piece off. Okay, so now for scoring this one. No, I actually am going to do it with my little ball tool. Sometimes it's just easier with a ruler, especially on fiddly bits like this. So put that away and let's do it like this. So I know that I'm right on this line. So that's a flap, so we don't have to worry about that bit, just the middle bit here. So I'm using this, just doing it twice, and see we still have, our little crease there. So this way we want to do all the way down. And this line here. And this one just in the center. This one all the way down. And the last one. Going to fold it on all the folds, and once you've folded it, it all starts to make sense on how it's meant to go together. So first I'm going to do all the way around on the first fold. And then we have these bits here that need to come in again to the second fold. Okay. Now for the side bits, all we're going to do is fold this outer flap down, but before we do that we need to fold this one in. So we need to score, I just forgot, we need to score these little sides as well. So on this one here where you've got the squares, we need to score this as well. Okay, so what's going to happen is on these sides, the double lines, they're going to fold over and they're going to come in. But if you turn it this way, you're going to want to, before you fold this top piece down, you're going to want to fold this one in. So that's why I needed to score those as well. So it's all square. So these are going to come in and glue into here. And that will fold over. Okay. So I'm going to put glue on all these little 4 squares first. So let me just turn it over. Okay, so let's fold this up, bring that in, and we're going to glue it down to that bottom section, keeping this fold and this edge as straight as possible. Now that edge, just going to hold it down for a second. And that's our 4th corner. And a tiny bit more glue on this one. Just on that edge there. There we go. Okay, so now we need to fold these inside. And what you can do, and this is optional, but it is probably going to make it a bit easier, is we can, you don't actually have to, but that folded on the right fold. We could miter these corners as well, just in case you're thinking it may not be straight, it may make these bulge out. So just a little bit at an angle this way to the corner. Need to get my folds a bit tighter there. Okay, so now we can glue these to the inside. With my glue, and put that down. To put the lid on my glue so it doesn't dry out on me. And just hold that down a couple of seconds. Okay, so this is our little slider box all done. Now, here's the moment of, you know, what's the word? To see if it's gonna fit. Oh my gosh. A moment of realization, or because I hadn't made this already, as I said. Whoa, look at that. We just fit. Okay. Now, I'd say it's probably the way I've cut it. You know, because we had those thick lines. Mine's just, you know, bowing a little bit on the ends. So, but very, very close. So I think if I cut, I might cut another one, no, actually what I might do is cut another one of these and make it slightly bigger, because that would be easier to do. But I mean, it is made to fit, honestly. It's just my cutting, because we had the thicker lines, so I probably didn't, you know, do it exactly where it was supposed to be, but it does fit. Well, there we go, it went in a bit better that time. Now and actually maybe when I've got my paper on, that's going to help it not to bend, because cardstock is quite thin, so that's probably another reason. If you had some thicker card, that wouldn't bend. So let's try it with our little journal in it now. So this is the normal size that I make. And there we go, that fits in there perfectly. I mean, you could even put a little pen or something down there, pen or pencil. You put something down the bottom, anything you wanted to add. But this, so this is the slider box for the mini journals. That's how you put it together. Now, if you wanted to mat yours with paper now, you don't want to wait till I do my Christmas one. I'll just explain to you the best way to do that. So what you want to do is you want to measure your square, or you want to measure your panel, right? This panel, that panel. So I'm measuring this to be 3 and 5/8. Yep, that's right, because this is exactly what I wanted it to be. 3 and 5/8 by 5. So I cut my paper 1/4 of an inch smaller than that measurement. So then on either side, on either edge, when you glue your square down, you would have 1/8 of an inch gap all the way around, still seeing the black cardstock. That's if you like to leave the border. If you cut it 1/2 an inch smaller, you'll be left with 1/4 of an inch all the way around. So it depends on your preference, and same with these squares, same with all of them. That's how you do your matting. But of course, if your box is made out of something you want to completely cover, just cut it the actual size. But it's a lot more forgiving if you leave a little border. So that's probably about 1/8 of an inch there, from the edge of my ruler to the edge of the page, and I quite like it like that. So I would cut this length here. I would cut it to, this is 5, so I would cut it to, well, it's slightly over 5, but I would cut it to 4 3/4, so I have an edge, and then I would cut this one to about 3 3/8 in width. So I mean, if you want to go ahead and mat it, you know, it depends what you're doing. That's how you would do it, and same with the inside of the box. So we'll just put our little slider bit on. And there we go. Just a matter of lining it up. It's a little bit flimsy. I think I would actually use a stiffer card next time. And this side's catching on something. There we go. There's our little box for our little mini journals. And next time we come back, I think I'll be putting together the Christmas mini journal so I can put it in this box. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and don't forget, if you subscribe to my coffee page, it's just $6 a month. You do get a mini journal, free mini journal every month, plus other freebies that other people don't get. So it's not just the mini journal, it's others as well. And you can download this from my Facebook group or my coffee page. Okay, so thanks very much for watching, and hopefully I'll see you soon. Bye bye.